The Empire believed Earth was unarmed. They didn't last 5 minutes. The Galactic Empire's flagship emerged from hyperspace above Earth, with the confidence of a predator approaching wounded prey. Commander Vex stood on the bridge of the Dominator, his forearms crossed behind his back as he gazed at the blue and green sphere below. Intelligence reports had been clear. Earth possessed no orbital defense platforms, no visible weapons arrays, and certainly no fleet to speak of. "Primitive backwater," muttered his second-in-command. "Krell. Their broadcasts show nothing but entertainment programs and primitive chemical rockets. They haven't even colonized their own moon properly." Vex allowed himself a satisfied rumble. The Empire had conquered 1,000 worlds, each one adding to their vast collection of slave species and resources. Earth would be number 1001. The humans, with their soft skin and fragile bones, would make adequate servants once properly broken. "Send the standard ultimatum," Vex commanded. "Give them 1 rotation of their planet to surrender unconditionally." The communications officer activated the universal translator. "Message transmitted, Commander. Should we prepare the ground forces?" "No need to rush," Vex replied, settling into his command throne. "Let them panic for a while. Fear makes the conquest easier." What Commander Vex didn't know was that Earth had been expecting visitors for quite some time. Deep beneath Cheyenne Mountain, General Marcus Thompson stood before a wall of monitors, each one tracking the alien vessel. Around him, dozens of personnel worked with calm efficiency, their fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. "Contact established with all hidden platforms," reported Colonel Lisa Park. "Project Porcupine is ready." Thompson nodded slowly. Humanity had learned of the Empire's existence 3 decades ago through intercepted transmissions. Since then, every nation on Earth had contributed to the greatest secret in human history, the Planetary Defense Initiative. While the world above continued with their daily lives believing themselves alone in the universe, a select few had been preparing for this exact moment. "How long until they expect our response?" Thompson asked. 24 hours, sir. But they're already moving into standard bombardment position. Classic Empire tactics according to our intelligence. Thompson smiled grimly. "Then let's not keep them waiting. Activate all systems." Back aboard the Dominator, Vex was enjoying a meal when alarms suddenly screamed across the bridge. "Commander." The sensor operator's voice cracked with disbelief. Energy signatures appearing all around the planet. "Thousands of them!" Vex shot to his feet, sending his meal crashing to the floor. "Impossible. Our scans showed nothing." "They were hidden, sir. Some kind of stealth technology we've never seen. The entire planet is surrounded by weapons platforms." Before Vex could respond, space around Earth transformed. What had appeared to be defunct satellites and space debris suddenly shed their camouflage, revealing sleek weapons platforms bristling with railguns and particle beam emitters. The moon itself seemed to shimmer as massive doors opened across its surface, unveiling rows of missile silos. "Defensive positions." Vex roared, but it was already too late. The first salvo hit the Dominator's shields with the force of a collapsing star. Not energy weapons as the Empire used, but kinetic projectiles accelerated to near light speed. Each impact transferred enormous amounts of energy directly into the shield matrix, overloading projectors faster than they could compensate. "Shields at 40%, someone screamed. 30%. They're not holding. Vex grabbed his command console. "Return fire! All weapons!" The Dominator's plasma cannon swiveled toward Earth. But before they could fire, something extraordinary happened. Space itself seemed to ripple, and suddenly dozens of human vessels appeared as if from nowhere. Not the primitive chemical rockets the Empire had observed, but sleek warships that seemed to bend light around them. "Gravity drives," whispered Krell in horror. "They have gravity drives." The human ships moved with impossible agility, accelerating and decelerating in ways that should have crushed any biological crew. But humans, as the Empire was learning too late, had solved that problem too. Inertial dampening fields, quantum entanglement communications, and adaptive armor that could analyze and counter enemy weapons in real time. Captain James Wilson stood on the bridge of the ESS Vengeance, humanity's first true warship. "Target their weapons arrays. Disable, don't destroy. We want survivors, and sir?" His weapons officer looked confused. "After what they've done to other worlds?" "We're not them, Lieutenant. Fire!" The Vengeance's main gun spoke with silent fury. A stream of antimatter particles contained within a magnetic field, lanced out across space. It struck the Dominator's port weapons array, and half the ship's offensive capability simply ceased to exist, converted to pure energy in a brilliant flash. Commander Vex watched his tactical display in growing desperation. His mighty invasion fleet, 300 ships strong, was being systematically taken apart. The humans fought with a precision that spoke of years of simulation and planning. They knew exactly where to hit each Empire vessel for maximum effect. "Sir, the fleet is requesting orders," Krell shouted over the chaos. "Should we retreat?" Vex wanted to say yes, wanted to order an immediate withdrawal, but Empire doctrine was clear. Retreat was not an option. Victory or death, fight to the last ship, he commanded, though the words tasted like ash. The battle, if it could even be called that, lasted exactly 4 minutes and 37 seconds. General Thompson watched the tactical display as the last Empire ship was disabled. Not destroyed, but rendered helpless, their weapons gone, their engines crippled. Hundreds of alien vessels now drifted powerlessly in Earth's orbit. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission from their flagship," Colonel Park reported. "It's Commander Vex. Put him through." The alien commander appeared on the main screen, his gray skin pale with shock. "This is impossible. You're a pre-FTL civilization. Our intelligence confirmed it." Thompson stepped forward. "Your intelligence saw what we wanted it to see, Commander. We've known about the Empire for 30 years. Every seemingly primitive broadcast, every failed rocket launch you observed was theater. We knew that appearing weak would eventually draw your attention." "But why?" Vex's voice broke with confusion. "Why hide your true capabilities?" "Because we studied you," Thompson replied. "We learned your tactics, your technology, your weaknesses. We knew you would come eventually, and when you did, we wanted to be ready, not just to defend ourselves, but to send a message." "What message?" Thompson's expression hardened. "That Earth is under new management. The Empire's days of conquering defenseless worlds are over. In the months that followed, the galaxy would learn that humanity's victory was no fluke. The Empire's survivors were treated with surprising mercy, given medical care, and eventually returned to their home systems with a warning. Earth was off limits. But more than that, they carried stories of a species that had achieved in decades what most civilizations took centuries to accomplish. Humans, it seemed, had a gift for war that they had tried to leave behind, but when threatened, they remembered very quickly. The Empire's ruling council received the defeat's report with disbelief, then fear. If humans could hide such power, what else were they capable of? The decision was unanimous. Earth would be given a wide berth. Some Empire scholars would later write that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their hidden fleet or advanced technology. It was their ability to appear harmless while preparing for war with a dedication that bordered on obsession. They called it the Earth Paradox, a species that broadcast messages of peace into the cosmos while simultaneously building the most formidable defense network in known space. Admiral Rachel Stone stood on the observation deck of Lunar Command. Looking down at Earth, the planet continued to turn, its inhabitants mostly unaware of how close they had come to enslavement. The secret would be revealed eventually, but for now, humanity's defenders remained in the shadows. "What now, Admiral?" her aide asked. "The Empire won't be the last to test us," Stone smiled. "Then we keep preparing. The galaxy thinks Earth is armed now, but they have no idea how armed. The Empire believed we were defenseless and lasted 5 minutes. The next ones who try will last even less." She turned from the window. "Send a message to all hidden installations. Begin Phase 2. If the galaxy wants to test humanity, we'll be ready." As Earth spun peacefully in space, surrounded by its invisible guardians, the galaxy's predators learned a new word. Fear, not of conquest or destruction, but of a small blue world whose inhabitants had turned paranoia into an art form and defense into a science. The Empire had believed Earth was unarmed. They had been wrong. Earth had never been unarmed. It had simply been waiting, watching, and preparing for the day when the wolves would finally come to the door. And when they did, humanity was ready to show them that sometimes the sheep have teeth.